Ladies and gentlemen, this is a story that came out in the Express. China fires 6 warnings to U.S. Navy in South China Sea. And they had an announcement. This is China, leave immediately. There was a U.S. Navy plane that was flying over a highly disputed island in South China Sea. And China made an announcement for them to leave immediately. The U.S. Navy P-8A Poseidon jet was flying at 16,000 feet to get a view of low-lying coral reefs that have been turned into garrisons with 5-story buildings, large radar installations, power plants, and runways sturdy enough to carry large military aircraft. During the flight, that was giving journalists from CNN a rare look at the islands, the crew was warned 6 times by the Chinese military to get out of their territory. A voice said, U.S. military aircraft. This is China. Leave immediately and keep out to avoid any misunderstanding. Each time, the aircraft was challenged by the Chinese military. The U.S. Navy crew's response was the same. In response was, I am a sovereign, immune United States naval aircraft conducting lawful military activities beyond the national airspace of any coastal state. In exercising these rights as guaranteed by international law, I am operating with due regard for the rights and duties of all states. CNN was granted the chance to see how the Chinese government is rapidly expanding its militarization efforts from a U.S. reconnaissance plane when the harsh threat was issued. The U.S. Navy jet had flown over 4 key artificial islands. Okay, so China has built these reefs up, and made artificial military islands out there in the Red Sea. All right, here's a view of it right here. Well, here's the plane that was flying. All right, and here's the islands that they were flying over. And these are man-made islands made by the Chinese. Okay. And it says the Navy jet sensors picked up on 86 vessels on the, is that Subi Reef? Okay. Before the crew was warned, the jet sensor picked on 86 vessels in the Subi Reef that included Chinese Coast Guard ships on a fiery cross reef row of hangars stood alongside a lengthy runway. So yeah, you can clearly see the runway right here. All right. And you can see they really built up their little man-made island, didn't they? You can see all kinds of things down there. Lieutenant Lauren Collin, who led the air combat crew on the Navy flight, said it was surprising to see airports in the middle of the ocean. Beijing has said it is necessary for the Asian powerhouse to keep growing its military presence in the South China Sea in order to protect its sovereignty. China also blames Washington and its allies for tensions in the region. And here's just another shot of the man-made island that they have there. All right, here's another shot. This one looks like, yeah, I think this is okay. I see what it is. Okay. So this is, as you can clearly see, a runway. But these are all man-made islands that the Chinese put in the middle of the sea. Okay. It says that the regular US patrols and flyovers of the South China Sea are an effort for the US to provoke China, and therefore the country is justified in increasing its military presence. So China said the US is a threat to them, so they're building up their military. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman, I guess that's Hu Yua Chengying, said by playing up the so-called Chinese militarization in the South China Sea, certain people in the US are staging a farce of a thief crying, "Stop thief." It is self-evident that the keener eye that who is militarizing the South China Sea. Well, I mean, it's really no secret that China has been out there building up that. I heard about these stories, oh my God, even 5, 6 years ago, and probably even beyond that. Parts of the South China Sea are claimed by Vietnam, the Philippines, Taiwan, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei. All right. Here's another island. Okay, this one, US Navy flew over Johnson Reef. Okay. Hmm. Now you see that the Chinese are blaming the Americans for their military buildup. You won't leave us alone, so we're going to build up our military. Okay, so Admiral Philip Davison said in April that China is already very firmly entrenched. He said China is now capable of controlling the South China Sea in all scenarios short of war within the United States. In response, the US has stepped up its military exercises as well as a way to show Washington's naval power. But I have read numerous stories over the years. China wants the US out of there. They want the US to get out of there and stop trying to monitor everything that they do. But, that's just the way the US is, China. But then again, you're really no better than the US when it comes down to that kind of stuff. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.